He hath also prepared for him the instruments of death. He hath ordained his arrows against the persecutors.
So the Most High, he made the white man to create his own downfall, basically via nuclear missiles, okay? And other various things, okay?
Second Peter's. All right. 2 Peter's chapter 3, verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be?
Right, we get right back on topic then, you know? What manner of persons ought you to be? Because this is going to happen, right? And because it's going to come like a thief in the night, you ought to always be prepared, all right? Go ahead.
Verse 11. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness?
All holy conversation and godliness, all right? So always trying to obtain righteousness, all right? And always trying to seek after the Lord and following the law, statutes, commandments, all right? Following after prophecy, all right? And one of the ways of following, you know, Yahawashapat is, you know, putting off your woman, all right? Anything else? You know, if your job is catching, you know, getting you caught up too much, you know, or don't be trying to get caught up too much in your job.
Okay.
You gonna say something?
Yeah, I was about to say bring out 1 Corinthians 11 and 1. Because you have problems with your woman and you study trying to hold on to her, you don't understand that chapter. Well, the first couple of verses where it tells you that the woman's beneath you. She's your property. Right? So you tell your property what to do. You have control over your property.
You said 11 and 1?
Yeah, or 2. You start from 2.
All right, 1 Corinthians chapter...
Start from 1. Yeah. Start from 1.
1 Corinthians 11 and 1. Be ye followers of me.
Coming this way. Shit, have it right here.
You know, the point of the matter is, you know, what the hell is going on? But the point of the matter, man, is you're not supposed to let nothing hinder you from doing the work, man. We understand that certain circumstances you're gonna go through, man. Yeah. You're gonna go through trial and tribulation. But the point of the matter is you're not supposed to let them trials, tribulations, circumstances hinder you from doing the work, because that's first priority above all else, man. Above all else, that's the first priority. No job comes before the work. No woman comes before the work. No family member comes before the work. All right? I'm talking about your so-called biological family, all right? Because really, if you come to a brother's aid in a time of need, that is doing the work, you know? But we're talking about brethren within the camp, but point being, there's nothing that should come before the work, man. Nothing at all.
At the very least, man, you should be coming out at camp, you know, holding posts or holding camera or whatever. You know, at the very least, coming out to camp. All right?
Now, that's why you got the brotherhood. First of all, they're going to encourage you. They're going to strengthen you, you know? That's why you got leaders, man. They're going to give you the proper correction, you know? You're going to get the proper correction within your leadership, man. Whoever first, second, or third command are going to be, they're going to show you the right way. If you ain't completely right, then you're going to get cursed out. All right, but if you're putting in some sort of effort, man, all right,
and communicating properly,
communicating properly, then there's never going to be an issue.
You got to communicate.
You understand that circumstances and situations arise, man, just like that. You also understand that's the Lord, man. That's the Lord giving you correction. So you got to deal with it accordingly. But as far as choosing anything above the work, that's something you can't do. All right. So you need what they would call a prioritize, man. But you gotta spiritually have your priorities in order.
You gotta know when it's acceptable to contract, you know?
Yep.
Now don't be contracting all the time, you know, coming back, you know, you just gotta know when it's acceptable, when it's reasonable, you know?
Yep.
2 Corinthians 13 and 5. Examine yourselves, whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves, how that Hamashiach Yahawashai is in you, except ye be reprobate.
Yeah, so you know if the wicked action that you're doing, can it be easily solved, you know? Or can it be solved by taking this step, you know? So and that's what we all got to do. We constantly examine ourselves. That scripture group applies to all of us, you know?
This is Matthew chapter 5, verse 48. Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect.
God, I believe that means whole, complete. If you look it up, I believe. So you gotta be perfect. You gotta set yourself outside of this current world. You know, forsake your so-called biological family. And your worldly lusts. There's a scripture in James that said something about ask the Lord, and you receive not because you ask to fulfill upon your own lusts, and you ask amiss. Somebody find that. James? Yeah, I want somebody to get that.
I got a real quick verse.
And a lot of brothers lust after women. You can't be lusting after a relationship, you know, or a tidy family and shit, man. And to have everything always go your way all the time. Shit is going to happen. Shit's gonna go down. So you gotta be willing to just let it go, you know. Another thing, scripture says, do nothing without counsel. Okay. So if you got a problem, you gotta come before the judges, but you're the brothers in your camp, and work the problem out, you know.
Real quick, this is 1 Corinthians 9 and 24. Know ye not that they which run a race run all, but one receiveth the prize? So run that ye may obtain. Every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things.
That's self-control, I believe that means, temperate. Yeah. So you gotta have your mind in order, your priorities in order. So that goes for all of us.
It says, now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, so fight I, not as one that beateth the air.
Yeah, he said not as uncertainly. So we know a certain amount of things Yahawashi is going to give us certain grace in certain areas. He said not as uncertainly. So he's not running like he know, like certain things he know is not going to come against him. He know the Lord's going to eventually give him some kind of leeway in certain areas.
It says, but I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway.
So we can't become hypocrites in this word, you know. There's things that we say out of our mouth, we actually got to perform. You know? And when we fuck up, we gotta repent. Because we all fuck up. Okay, we're not 100%, you know, pure and clean and free from sin. You know, we all got our faults. Scriptures.
You get that scripture that he was looking for? Anybody find it? James 1:5.
So when you encounter these problems, you get into James. When you encounter these problems, you gotta pray. You gotta pray the best. You gotta pray for the situation to work out the best way possible, and it's all up to Yahawashi whether that situation is gonna work out. You know, you gotta think about within reason. You know.
All right, got it. James chapter 1, verse 1. James, a servant of the Most High and of the Lord Hamashiach Yahawashai, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad. Greeting, my brethren, count in all joy when ye fall into diverse temptations. Know this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience, but let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire.
Look at that word patient.
Now,
I know we looked the word up.
I'm gonna make a testimony.
Yeah.
Now it said that the trying of your faith worketh patience. Now I'm gonna give you a story. When I first came in, I probably was about, I believe, a year, 2 years in, and there was an incident at my mom's house between me and my so-called sister, right? Somebody I grew up with when I was in the world, from a baby all the way on up. Now we got into an argument But then I started cursing her out in the spirit, basically telling her, no, you're not my sister, all right? I have nothing to do with you, this and that and the other thing, all right? A week later, I'm getting a call from my dad telling me that she was stabbed over 30 times, man. She was laying in a pool of her own blood. That was really a test of my faith, man, my mental strength, you know? So basically, I just looked at that and the first words out of my mouth, and this brother could attest, and he got the phone call, because he actually got the phone call, and I overheard, the first words out of my mouth was, Pt4 Yahawashapat, you know?
Yeah, it wasn't tears or...
Yeah, I mean, there ain't nothing that I could have do to change the situation, man. First of all, and second of all, I know that I gotta separate myself from this world and all affairs of this life. That really went in effect that day, man, for me. All right, and that was basically a huge trying of my faith. How am I gonna react?